How's it going, y'all? Welcome to Victoria, Minnesota. This place is really, really lovely and would be a very, very high pick for a lot of people. Let's get into it. And right here is Lakeshore Park, kind of in the Lakeshore Park neighborhood, a bit more established than some of the neighborhoods that you'll see in Victoria, but really only by a couple decades, maybe early 2000s kind of builds, but some really beautiful homes here, a really lovely park, and yeah, just so freaking quiet out here. It's kind of crazy. I got Oscar with me. We'll see how he does. He doesn't love when I'm just walking him talking to the camera, but he's figuring it out. So geographically, Victoria is a suburb to the southwest of Minneapolis, mostly, right? The borders to the north and kind of northwest, you have Vicotria. To the east is Chaska and Chanhassen. To the south, you have Carver, and then kind of the southwest-ish, you have St. Bonifacius, aka St. Bonnie. The population is 10,500 people or so, and you're probably about 30-minute drive to Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis, and probably a 35-minute drive to St. Paul, maybe 40, maybe a little bit more than that. And then I would say about the same, 30, 35 to the MSP airport as well. The main schools serving Victoria would be Victoria Elementary School, Chaska Middle School West, and Chanhassen High School. Elementary gets an A-, middle school gets a B+, Chanhassen High School gets an A. The housing stock in general is very, very nice. Rare to find, you know, a sort of poorly maintained home in Victoria. On the whole, generally nice, spacious, you know, pretty large homes, good sized lots. The median sale price is $637,000 across single family homes. Right now there's 33 active listings on the market, and the homes are made up almost entirely of single family homes, very few condo or townhome options in Victoria. And we're talking probably 2,300 square feet on the low end up to 5,500 on the high end. Again, like pretty much every house I'm seeing here, if the basement is finished out, it's at least 3,500 square feet. And yeah, 23, it would actually be very much on the smaller end, probably closer to a patio home if maybe a house didn't have a basement at all. And you're probably looking around 1/4 acre to half-acre lots on average. Of course, there are some much larger, but much smaller than a quarter wouldn't be super, super common. Real quick, pulling you out of this virtual tour of Victoria, Minnesota. We're actually still in Victoria, kind of back in the little downtown area. Very, very quaint. But my name is Jesse Lynch. I run the hardest working real estate team in the game. We're called To the Twin Cities, and you can check out our website, tothetwincities.com. But this YouTube channel and everything that we do as a team, To the Twin Cities, is all about helping you find a place to call home here in the Twin Cities. And relocations is what we do. It's what we specialize in. It's what we focus on. It's what we think about constantly and try to solve problems for literally nonstop. So if you're at all interested, if you're moving to the Twin Cities and you're interested in working with us, you can go to our website, tothetwincities.com. We have a contact form there that you can fill out in like 30 seconds or less. And that's really just the easiest way to get things going and get you headed in the right direction. We'll have a very immersive Zoom call. We'll get you going, I promise. We're good at it. And if you're new here, you're still thinking about a move to the Twin Cities, then just subscribe to the channel, check out everything we're doing, go down the rabbit hole, watch. We have tons and tons of videos on this channel about basically everywhere in the Twin Cities. So do that, and now we'll get back into Victoria. Actually, right now we are getting to the Lake Wasserman Park Preserve, or Lake Wasserman Preserve, a beautiful natural area here in Victoria. And I want to talk through the pros and cons of Victoria as I see them. I'm always just trying to put all the cards on the table for everybody at all times, and that's what we as a team try to do kind of throughout the whole process. But I would say first pro is just the natural beauty of the area. It is a lake city, a lake town by all regards, and there's some really pretty, like, kind of rolling hills, prairie style topography, I guess, if you will. And in general, that natural beauty is a thing that I think Victoria in particular is really constantly trying to, or continuing to, maintain and just do a very, very good job with. Just take a quick look at this park space right here. Just super, super nicely maintained. I really like lovely sort of like premium materials. Sorry, Oscar had me tangled. You know, in things like that. Very, very cool. And another pro is the houses on the whole, generally very spacious. And I would say the infrastructure, including the housing stock, errs on the side of being quite new. Even the kind of quaint downtown area is generally quite updated and feels very refreshed, while still having some cool, more historical, you know, moments, little moments. I would say still on the whole, it's generally pretty new. Another pretty obvious pro, as far as I'm concerned, are the schools. Again, schools here, good across the board. You know, pre-K all the way through high school, like really, really highly rated schools. And you do have some optionality too. And if let's say you wanted to open enroll into Minnetonka, which is served some of the area, but if you didn't serve your address but you wanted to open enroll, I think access wouldn't be that hard. There probably could be some, you know, group busing type options, maybe not official busing, but there could be a solution for that. But that said, I don't know, is there a need to open enroll when you have otherwise very, very good schools? You know, up to y'all, obviously, but something worth thinking about. Then I would just say that that charming little downtown, that cozy downtown Victoria area, is one of the undeniable pros for me. For whatever reason, I'm very attracted to the little downtown areas. I think it's a huge asset to an area, and yeah, I think this one is no exception. While it's not the largest downtown area, it's pretty good. Has a good coffee shop, has some good restaurants, has some good retail shops, things like that. And then last pro for me is just how quiet and how chill it is here. This spot, obviously in particular, it's a lake preserve, it's going to be quiet, but the downtown is chill. All of the neighborhoods are super, super chill. It's off the beaten path enough while still being a proper suburb that it feels just extremely easy to navigate, easy to get around, low stress in general as a place. As far as cons go, probably perfect lead-in is the fact that why it's so chill is because it's pretty far, right? It's 30 minutes minimum to downtown Minneapolis, probably more often closer to 40, and then obviously St. Paul and the airport are maybe a little bit longer than that. You also have kind of limited suburban amenities. There's a Target kind of in Victoria, on the border of Victoria and Chaska, but other than the little downtown area, there's very, very limited commercial options. And so yeah, the upside, super chill. The downside, you kind of got to leave Victoria to probably run most of your errands. And then probably the last con that I can think of is that, you know, it's a bit more expensive. The median sale price is definitely more expensive, and even the lowest end of what would be, you know, available in Victoria is going to be probably higher than the median of the metro. That said, you get a lot of house, right, for your money. The median sale price is like largely influenced by newer homes probably built in the last 20 years or so, which all tend to be pretty large. You know, probably my guess is that the average square footage around here is, you know, in the 30 500 square feet or something like that. And that's a pretty dang good sized house by most people's standards without getting into, you know, a luxury sort of style. Watching this channel for a little while, you know that we have a section we'd like to call the For Fans of section, which is to say that if you like what you see here in Victoria, maybe there are some other places that are worth checking out. And more than likely, we have videos on just about all of the things I'm about to talk about. But before I get into that, one more time, just want to say, if you're interested in moving here, we would love to help you. You can go to our website, tothetwincities.com. We have a contact form there that you can fill out in like 30 seconds or less, and then we'll get the show on the road from there, and that's it. I promise we are very good at what we do, and we will crush it for you. And so what are the neighborhoods that are worth checking out if you like sort of the soul of Victoria? Some of these are just similar because they're so geographically similar. They're in a similar area. So if you need certain proximity to certain areas, then obviously this southwest corner is going to be attractive to you for similar reasons. So in this southwest corner, Vicotria is a bit further out. It's definitely a lake town and has that very cute, quaint downtown core, but Victoria is closer in. So if drive time is a priority to you, then Vicotria might not be the best option. Then just to the east of here is Chaska. Chaska is a bit more developed as a suburb. The reality is a lot of your errands that you're running here, if you're living in Victoria, a lot of those errands are actually going to take place in Chaska because it just has more of those amenities. Chaska feels more suburban, it feels less secluded. The quietness of Victoria is going to be stripped away a little bit, and the trade-off there is going to be access to the city and access to amenities. You could go a little bit more rural, a little bit further outside, and with even fewer amenities for a few different places. Carver would be one, St. Bonnie or St. Bonifacius, and then Minnetrista. Those are all, you can get very nice homes there, and there's new build options pretty much in all of those. Some maybe even more affordable than here, but again, the trade-off is even less access to almost anything than what you have in Victoria. But getting away from this southwest corner, the number one spot that comes to mind that has a soul somewhat similar to Victoria is White Bear Lake. White Bear Lake is probably even more convenient to the cities. That said, the sort of upscale feel that Victoria has, you're gonna have less of that in White Bear Lake, but if you can end up in the downtown core of White Bear Lake, there's definitely like a bit of a sophisticated feel going on there, and the downtown is very cute, and obviously it's on White Bear Lake, so lake vibes are there for sure. If Victoria doesn't feel quite distinguished and sophisticated enough, maybe consider Wayzata. Wayzata is probably one of the most premier suburbs in all of the metro, literally the best rated schools in all of the metro, and you pay for it, right? But if budgetarily you can make it there, there's a lot to love about Wayzata. And if you're attracted to kind of the upscale nature of Victoria, but wish it was dialed up even further, Wayzata will be a pretty perfect option. And then kind of a wild card, I'm gonna say Stillwater. Stillwater to the northeast of the city. It's probably similarly far from either downtown as what we have here in Victoria. It's a river town. The downtown is, you know, turned up about as high as it goes in terms of an old, historic, cute, cozy downtown in Minnesota, at least. It's beautiful, it's a bit more touristy, but if you kind of want a bit of a high-end, natural feel, and the downtown is one of the most important things to you, Stillwater, definitely worth a check. Also, very good schools there. That's all I got for this video. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which pretty soon should be Vicotria, which we've never covered on this channel before. So stick around for that one. Bye, y'all.